From the vast floods of Pakistan to the scorching heatwave in the UK, the last year has underlined how climate change is accelerating. Scientists and environmental campaigners warn efforts to reduce carbon need to be ramped up, and it's far from clear whether the new strategy does enough. Thomas Moore, Sky News.
Well, pleased to say that Zoe Cohen, a spokesperson for Insulate Britain, is with us now. Morning to you, Zoe.
Good morning, Leah. Thanks for having me on.
No problem. So, look, let's get straight to it then. Those revised plans, they're out later today. Are you hopeful?
No, not at all. I think the government will carry on in the direction of travel that's absolutely disastrous. From what I understand, I think I can sum up the climate policy in 3 words, all beginning with P: profit, prison and poverty. It's about maintaining the status quo for more and more oil and gas, giving profits to the energy companies, the oil companies that won't help ordinary people, putting people like me and others in prison for daring to ask for our homes to be insulated and for an end to new oil and gas, and poverty for the rest of us, More oil and gas, which is basically what they're saying, is not going to reduce our bills. It's not going to give us energy security. And it's a death sentence for the global south and a death sentence for our children, Leah.
So the government are saying, look, we're going to do better. They're saying they will invest in 300,000 homes that need that insulation. They said that they will improve the infrastructure for EV vehicles and they will look at improving carbon capture projects. I mean, what more do you want them to do? What more could they do?
Well, I think we've got 3 or 4 minutes this morning. I'd like 3 or 4 hours, and then I could really go through what needs to be done, to be honest. But 300,000 homes, there's 29 million homes in this country. Most of them are very poor quality, including brand new homes. If you're watching this out there and you're in a new property built in the last few years, it's appalling quality. It wouldn't meet modern energy efficiency measures. Almost every home in the UK needs upgrading. It's ridiculous. 300,000 isn't even a drop in the ocean. EV charging, yes, we need more of it, but what we really need, Leah, is better and free public transport. Countries in Europe are providing free or very cheap public transport. That's what we need. Everyone owning an EV is not the answer. And carbon capture, carbon capture and storage is a technology that is far from proven. 700 scientists wrote to Rishi Sunak a couple of days ago saying, don't rely on this, end new oil and gas. It's against all scientific recommendations. It's even against what the International Energy Agency recommend. So they're going to leave us cold and hungry in our homes, which is what they're already doing. It's only going to get worse. And, carbon capture is an unproven technology there. You're a mum like me, aren't you? Like, would you really gamble your kid's future on an unproven technology?
Well, it's interesting, isn't it? It's interesting because we have the Daily Climate Show here on Sky News and we're always reporting and presenting the fact that the technology is there. Perhaps the funding hasn't caught up with that. And then the Chancellor, Jeremy Hunt, taking a swipe, I suppose, at US subsidiaries. What do you think that industry needs to do to get that funding to make a difference?
I think even more important than that, to be honest, is us accepting that we need radical change way beyond what's talked about by this government. And that's only going to come by people coming together. So, everyone watching this show needs to go to juststopoil.org, sign up for a talk and join us. Join Just Stop Oil, Insulate Britain, support Just Stop Oil. We need to end new oil and gas licenses. It's absolute madness. It's economic madness, it's moral madness, and it's a death sentence for our young people, Leah.
OK, Zoe Cohen, good to have you on the show and hear your thoughts on those revised plans that we'll hear a little bit later on today. But let's look at Sky's climate and energy snapshot. On the right hand of the screen, it shows the UK's power and what's being produced. Important one there, really, is renewables at 51.1%.